Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Joy here. I'll be doing a fragrance review from the house of Zara. But today I don't have the full bottle of it. I'm doing a sample review right here. As you can see, I have worn quite a bit of it. This is like a generous amount gifted to me by brother Mahfuz. Mahfuz bhai, this video is dedicated to you. So we had a meetup about a few weeks back, couple of weeks back in one of the places in Dhaka, and he brought me these samples, very generous of him. He gave me total of 4 samples. So I believe I have done molecule 01, and also I have done one of the, I think, slate by Black Walnut line. Okay, so yeah, I have one more to go after this. That would be the, hold on, I think that one is the another black walnut fragrance. So Mahfuz bhai, watch out for it. So this fragrance, I believe the whole name for this fragrance is Black Tag Intense EDP. Okay, because the original, I believe the Black Tag Intense is no longer in market production. That was a 2014 release. This is a 2017 release. So this is supposedly, many people say, a clone of La Nuit de l'Homme, which never got the attention. So is it a clone of La Nuit de l'Homme? We will see. So I have worn, okay, quite amount of it, and I tested it. This one has very good performance. But before I start, let me show you my scent of the night. I'm still not fully recovered from my sickness, so I'm just wearing something light. This is Isimiake L'Eau de Sport. Okay, this is very sort of citrus, kind of like toned down version of Isimiake. So second thing I would say about Zara is, when you think of Zara, excuse me, when you think of Zara, some other names also pop up in your head, like The Body Shop, Marks and Spencer. You know those mall. They have their own clothing line, and they have this one counter. They have some generic fragrances. That's the word comes to your mind, generic, and they're inexpensive, so people would look down upon them, like, yeah, these are like cheap. Many people have that mindset, and I cannot blame them, because what many of these kind of mall scents offer is generic clones and stuff. I understand that. Okay, Zara basically does, also they have whole line of products, but Zara's clothing line, it's very, very popular. Okay, as far as I understand, very popular. But the fragrances used to be kind of like average. Let me tell you, this is my experience. And when they started off, I smelled at least a dozen, okay, from people, my friends, the ones they bought. But lately I noticed, they just kind of like improved their quality like a lot. Their some of the fragrances, perhaps not beast mode yet, but they do smell really refined. Some of them have decent performance, and this one right here today, it's a very good performer. Okay, this is to my surprise. So I would suggest nowadays, when you see like a fragrance line, go and try it to yourself, to your nose. You might be surprised. This fragrance line now, the house, Zara, even the car companies like Ferrari, Mercedes, do not take them lightly. This is my humble opinion. And try it to your nose, right? So this one I'm wearing for some time now, and what I'm getting from it, it's the notes enlisted for these are sort of simple: suede leather, black pepper, and they have cedar wood probably, and then some bergamot. Okay, so when I spray this first time, okay, I do not like the opening of this online. Okay, the first time I spray this, there's something about it. It's kind of off-putting. There's something in one note in this. It's just hits you wrong. Uh, Let me spray this once more, and then I'll tell you about the dry down also. Okay, these are very nice sprayers. Okay, so this one, when I smell it first time, there is some sort of there is sweetness. You can definitely detect that suede leather in the opening, like the mandarin or whatever, bergamot, like the citruses are there, but it mixes with something that I do not like. This just like that note was perhaps not needed in the opening. It could have simply be the sweetness and the bergamot. And when you think of bergamot and sweetness, you are thinking like if there was cardamom, it could be La Nuit de l'Homme, right? So yes, many people I think said this is a clone of YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. Is it close to La Nuit de l'Homme, or even the Parfum version or La Intense version? Uh, I sniffed the whole line basically. This one does have the bergamot, does remind you of a little bit of La Nuit de l'Homme. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, this is not a straight up clone of La Nuit de l'Homme, but it does have that bergamot freshness. But that other note that I mentioned, it's kind of off-putting. That one really ruins that opening for me. okay. But the best part of it, that whatever the sour note, there's a sour bitter note, okay. It smells like almost like grass, but it's not like a vetiver grass, like, oh, it's like Tom Ford gray vetiver. There's some sort of grass that is not needed, it's not desired, it's used in this. It just goes away after a while. Perhaps it's like maybe just to my nose, but then you see now it's gone, like just now I spread about 1 minute or so, it's gone. So if you can go past that, then you're gonna get the sweetness and the bergamot, very fresh and very sort of like a suede like, and it has some peppery kick to it. I really like that opening after that 1 minute period, and it's a very pleasant fragrance. That sweetness in this is very very good, but it's not done too much. If you're thinking it's gonna get really sweet, some people wrote, I saw the comments in Fragrantica, they said if you could mix La Nuit de l'Homme, Armani Code, and Versace's the Eros together, all three, they said then you get Zara Black Tag Intense EDP. I would humbly disagree, because I get nothing of Eros, little bit like Armani Code, like what this family is. Maybe the Zara Black Tag Intense EDP belongs here, but it's not Armani Code smell alike. So what I get from this after excuse me, after like 1 hour or 2 hours, the complete dry down, what I get is smell of its own. It's a decent and very decent, I would not just say decent, it's very decent suede leather sort of mix, but more suede than leather. So it's not like realistic leather like Tuscan leather or something that posh nature. So the sweetness is there, the woody cedar woodiness is there. It's just like a very simple fragrance, okay. It's a fragrance of its own, it becomes, okay. And I think it smells really really good, fresh cedar, woody, and then the leather, suede leather, like really comes down a little bit. Some people say all they get is like suede leather. Not the case for me. I get suede leather, something like Carolina Herrera's CH Men kind of a leather, even though that leather also has, that leather has like suede leather sort of feel, like a wallet or something. This one, it's something like it, but it's mild leather for me. So I think this would be great in cold weather, okay, like spring, autumn, winter, and it's the longevity on this is really impressive. Like I have gone through few Zaras, I own few, I reviewed a few, I sniffed a lot. Most of the Zaras, my case is longevity was not ever like through the roofs, except maybe my Gourmand leather and Gourmand vibrant leather. Those two, they perform on me. This thing performs better than vibrant leather on me so far. Whenever I'm wearing them, I easily get in my hot summer's country 3 to 4 hours, which is very decent. If you imagine cold weather, it's gonna last 5-6 hours easily. And for the price tag they come in, I don't have the bottle, but you can see the bottle, black bottle, really nice looking, all black sort of theme, looks nice in your shelf. Prices I think is not that expensive, maybe $30 or so. I didn't check the price, but for a full bottle, big bottle for this fragrance, it's absolute value. Okay, that's what I feel. Is it the most creative or most hidden gem kind of fragrance? No, honestly speaking, no. But what you get for the price is very decent. The freshness of bergamot stays, the sweetness of sort of like La Nuit de l'Homme, it's there, but no cardamom in this, replaced by the pepper. And this is gonna project as well. It does project nicely. I would go like one on my neck or two on my neck and two on each arm. That would be just sufficient for cold days. And this fragrance kind of sexy in that way. If a little bit sweetness, it's nice. So it's not the most creative fragrance out there. It's not clone of anything in particular that I can think of. Nothing of designer, but this one has that vibe of La Nuit de l'Homme minus the cardamom. I would urge maybe you try before buy, even though this is cheap. I mean, try before you buy. You may not think like this is the most interesting fragrance. It kind of gets like okay, it's like okay in the dry down, but it's safe. Okay, so if you're looking for a safe, sweet, and affordable, as well as compliment garner, which is gonna last decent time, this is a good place to look at it. Overall longevity, I'll give this like 8 out of 10. Projection, I'll give it like 7 out of 10. Smell, good. I'll give it like a solid 8. Yeah, no problem. Is it the most creative fragrance? No, this is very, if you smell it, this DNA has been used many times. So creativity, maybe uniqueness, maybe 5. Worst seasons to wear it, kind of cooler weather, nighttime. Can you wear it for the formal occasion? Sure, you can, no problem. So this is a nice fragrance. I really like it. Perhaps one of the Zara's better fragrances. Should have got more talk maybe, but I'm not going to recommend this as a La Nuit de l'Homme replacement, but it has the vibes of it. So if you want kind of like CH Men suede leather mixed with the La Nuit de l'Homme sweetness, okay, this is somewhere you can look at. Okay, overall this fragrance I'll give it like a solid 8. Okay, it's a nice little fragrance. I like wearing it, and perhaps I'll buy a full bottle for the cold weather, right? But it's not a must buy, it's a try. Okay, so that's my review on Zara Black Tag Intense EDP. Check out the fragrance if you have. Do let me know what's your thought on it. And that's all I have for you today. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.